Nipsey Hussle was a legendary rapper, and his death surprised many fans. These are things you didn't know about Nipsey Hussle's death. Nipsey Hussle. Those who don't know Nipsey Hussle were missing out, according to his many dedicated fans who mourned his death in 2019. Born Ermias Asghedom, he was known for his gritty, authentic rap style and his message of empowerment, community involvement, and entrepreneurship. While his music was beloved by his fans, his death brought attention to his many achievements beyond the music industry. After years of releasing mixtapes, Nipsey Hussle quickly rose to mainstream success with his debut studio album, Victory Lap, earning him a Grammy nomination. While his death might seem tragic enough alone, he had 2 children and a long-term girlfriend who were left behind. His son, Cross Asghedom, was only 2 years old at the time of his father's death. The public acknowledgement of his association with the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips also sparked conversation and scrutiny following his death. But how exactly did he die? Death. Nipsey Hussle was gunned down outside of his clothing shop. What made it so chilling was that the shooter, Eric R. Holder, was known to Nipsey Hussle and had even been a regular customer at his store. According to witnesses and surveillance footage, Holder approached Nipsey, and the two had a brief conversation before he opened fire on the rapper, shooting him at least 10 times. Holder then kicked Nipsey in the head before fleeing the scene. In addition to killing Nipsey, 2 others were wounded in the shooting. This shocking shooting was something that nobody expected, as both of these men were raised and grew up in the same hood. The rapper, Nipsey Hussle, was helping to revitalize this area and had been very outspoken in the past about the importance of ending gang violence. He was also in the process of developing a community center and investing in local businesses. Snitching. According to Deputy District Attorney John McKinney, Nipsey was killed over a discussion about snitching. McKinney said that Holder had heard that Nipsey had accused him of being a snitch and needed to clear that up. Surprisingly, this accusation of snitching was enough to push Holder to commit such a heinous act. McKinney also stated that prior to the shooting, the 2 men were having a cool conversation, implying that there was no indication of any tension between them before the discussion about snitching came up. This information was revealed during the opening statement of Holder's murder trial, which finally took place years after the rapper's death. While this crime might initially seem heinous enough, it wasn't until the court learned that Holder had kicked Nipsey in the head after shooting him, essentially sealing his fate, that the full depravity of the act was realized. Defense. According to the defense attorney Aaron Jansen, Holder's actions were not premeditated, and he did not intend to harm anyone other than Nipsey. They argued that Holder was triggered by the accusation of snitching and did not have time to cool off before he shot Nipsey. His mental health was also brought up as a possible factor in his actions. Witnesses who knew both Nipsey and Holder testified that they did not sense any animosity between the 2 men before the shooting. One former gang member who worked at Nipsey's store said that he did not hear Nipsey use the word snitch during their conversation, and he believed Nipsey was only giving Holder advice. If this were the case, then the actions from Holder were even worse than previously thought, as they were over a simple misunderstanding rather than an actual accusation. No matter the reason, however, Nipsey Hussle's death was tragic and had 0 meaning. The man who shot him clearly had issues, and whether it was related to Nipsey's fame, mental health, or a combination of factors, his actions would never be justified. But while there was originally some doubt as to whether or not Holder actually intended to kill Hussle, one fact sealed the deal: getaway driver. While the defense argued that Holder's actions were not premeditated, one key witness, Brianita Nicholson, told a different story. McKinney stated that during the shooting, Nicholson was waiting in a car nearby, and after the shooting, Holder said to her, "Drive before I slap you." This was easily enough to seal the premeditated stance on the shooting. While Holder might not have planned to kill Nipsey, his actions during and immediately after the shooting showed that he knew what he did was wrong and that he had no intention of getting caught. From the fact that this murder stemmed from a conversation about snitching to the getaway driver, these are crazy facts you didn't know about Nipsey Hussle's death.